Well. What do we have here? Hello, wonderful people. Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel. And just when we all thought the one and only Sonny Moore, aka Skrillex, might be done, just when we thought he might be done, he is back again, very much making 2023 his year. As if 2 albums wasn't enough. As if that wasn't enough for the guy, the year of Skrillex is about to get even bigger. The 2 albums in question that I just mentioned being, of course, Quest for Fire and Don't Get Too Close, which came out, was it the end of February? I think it was the end of February. Anyway, it could have been the beginning of February. Can't even remember. But basically, they came out within a few days of each other. Albums that I covered extensively on this channel. Did a bit of hype coverage before the albums came out. I did reactions and full reviews for each of them. If you haven't checked those out yet, I very much recommend you do so. Also dropped Baby Again, the long-awaited ID with Fred Again and Fortet as the Pangborn House Mafia. I was also lucky enough to see those guys as a little back 3-back situation in London, which was the first show as Rumble came out, I think just before the full albums were announced, to my knowledge, to my memory. But now coming out of nowhere to tease us with this right here on Twitter. QFF DGTC SKRLX, or Skrillex without the vowels, and one of the L's actually, just noticed that. So yeah, Skrillex, and then also after that, Contra, and then the number 23 for the year 2023, I imagine. So yeah, just thought I'd drop in here to go through the rumours, the speculation as to what exactly this could be. Gonna go over a couple of thoughts that people have had as to what we could be getting here. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just fucking tuck into it, shall we? But of course, the first place you go when it comes to stuff like this is the Skrillex Reddit page, and there's quite a few interesting little thoughts being bandied about here. Basically, what it boils down to is the SKRLX part of that tweet maybe centering around a project of music that harks back to the oldest kind of Skrillex, you know, the proper original modern dubstep, bro-step leaning kind of sound. This has also led to quite a lot of people thinking that it might involve a load of collaborations with more renowned bass musicians. We didn't get loads of that, you know, people who were credited in various songs here and there on Quest for Fire and Don't Get Too Close, but full-blown collaborations with people like Virtual Riot maybe, or Space Laces, or ISOXO, you know, little collaborations here and there that have been teased quite a lot, IDs which have been flying about, and this might be an album for exactly that. I imagine there will have been quite a few people who heard Quest for Fire, heard Don't Get Too Close, hoped those kind of collaborations would be in those albums, weren't, and then they're like, oh, okay, so that's not actually a thing. But now that this tweet from Skrillex has come out, the hope for that kind of collaboration, for that kind of ID, that kind of track is alive again. It's commented in various places with this post as well, but I think the idea with Contra is that it might be a kind of Latin leaning, Latin driven or themed kind of project of music, whether it is an LP or an EP, you know, wherever it's going to be. But yeah, the idea from what I've heard is that that is what is going to be the main theme of that collection of music, with him being in Brazil and South America quite a lot recently, Argentina, and performing with a lot of South American artists. So the idea is that they've been working on stuff together and that's going to come out as one thing as well. That could be what Contra is about. Here we also have a list, an extensive bullet-pointed list of a load of IDs that are yet to come out from Skrillex. We've got ISOXO collabs, we've got another Fortet collab, Space Laces collab, Dog Blood stuff, Virtual Riot stuff, Salvatore Ganacci stuff, Troy Boy, WeWek, just all sorts of IDs that could be put onto one of these projects for sure. We also have this from Virtual Riot, who has quote tweeted the Skrillex tweet with the eyes emoji. Look out for this. I might be involved, who knows, but he did follow it up quickly with, it isn't what you think it is, but it is dope, which to me sounds like you're not going to get a full-blown collaboration here between me and Skrillex. Does kind of put into perspective a little bit what Skrillex, the SKRLX in particular, could be. If we're going off the rumour that it's going to be a load of either collaborations with big bass artists or just a load of throwback Skrillex leaning kind of material, I think off the back of something like this, it's more likely to be the latter because, I mean, if his collaboration isn't there, then it probably isn't as likely that all the other ones will be there, that a project wouldn't be kind of framed around that, if you will. But you never know. Just because his isn't there doesn't mean that the other ones won't be there. So again, it's all a thing at the moment of reading into every bit of information that we get here as much as you want. But in terms of what I think, I mean, yeah, not thinking that differently at the moment, if I'm being honest, without that much information. I think SKRLX very much could be a Skrillex of old project. I would imagine that is what it would be, given that it is titled that. It just gives hope for the collaborations happening, and I imagine that if he's calling that, it is just going to have that kind of Skrillex essence about it. And then when it comes to Contra, yeah, again, apparently people saying Latin influenced, baile funk kind of vibe about it. It could be maybe a remix album of some sort, just to, you know, pose a different idea here. Maybe it could be a load of tracks from Quest for Fire and Don't Get Too Close, and also SKRLX that are, yeah, just remixed and made into a big compilation kind of situation. Could either of them maybe be collaboration albums, as Dog Blood with Boys Noise or as Jack U with Diplo? Again, another thing to kind of throw out there as a possibility. People have also mentioned the idea that this could be a tour of some sort, but going back to that idea that they are dropped here in this tweet under Quest for Fire and Don't Get Too Close does make me think that these are projects of music of some kind, whether again they are albums or EPs, whatever. And we did also have, by the way, another important bit of information. The DJ and radio presenter Jyoti Singh mentioning in Sao Paulo that we've been working on a new Skrillex album whilst they were playing a show, a little pop-up show, again in Sao Paulo. So there's that. But I mean, regardless of what it is, how fortunate we are that he is being this active, that we are in this timeline where Skrillex is putting out this much material and being this active in the scene yet again. I mean, I think regardless, again, of how much you like the output or just how you're feeling about his recent material, this guy is making his presence felt, making himself known, being a big player in the mainstream of electronic music, and yeah, we just love to see it. We just fucking love to see it. In terms of when this might come out, he's got that huge 5-hour Red Rock set at the end of April, I think it is. Is it 29th or so? That's lined up. So possibly the music is all going to drop with that show. So he's got this big kind of hype ball kind of going on with all his output and the show, and all of that kind of happening concurrently at the same time, if you will, like he did with the LA show with Fortet and Fred again, with the 2 albums, if I remember right, coming out either side of that show in New York. Yeah, bit mad. Could happen again. But yeah, guys, those are just some thoughts on this tweet, on this little teaser from Mr. Moore. Do check my Skrillex coverage from the recent past. We got hype stuff, we got reaction stuff, we got review stuff, all that came out in the last kind of couple of months or so. So as I said, please do check that stuff out if you haven't yet. If general bass music coverage is your thing, I imagine it is if you're watching this video, and if you enjoy Skrillex's music, then please do subscribe to the channel, give the vid a big thumbs up if you could along the way as well. And yeah, looking forward to more Skrillex coverage in the imminent future. I'm sure there will be a lot of it. But yeah, see you guys in the next one, whatever that might be. Peace.